Hey there, I have a super cool reading, and the deck I'm using is the Hermes Tarot, and it's believed that tarot was invented by Hermes Trismegistus. And there's many Greek myths and characters repeated in many of the suits here at different mortal ages, which is really cool. And while the gods may be immortal, they often disguise themselves to blend in. So there's a lot of symbology here in this deck. And then if you see a face or a myth kind of repeating in a reading, this instruction book says to pay attention, because it means whether time is moving forward or in reverse. It may be a nod to the past. So there's, ancient wisdom and knowledge being repeated through many ways, and a lot of it, specifically the path of the Fool here in this deck, is about learning alchemy. And so the scenery here is definitely going to support the messaging here. There's this the weather and the interior versus exterior locations of things that kind of really bring in the imagery and the meaning. So it kind of it also affects the props too that they're holding on to as additional messaging here, which is really cool. And so the major and minor arcana cards reflect the mood, spiritual versus physical topics, and each suit relates to astrology. Okay, so kind of like the other tarot, right? We're familiar with that. There's common archetypes here as well, as it ties to Greek mythology. That's going to help you understand the master alchemist and become a master alchemist. And so, which is really cool. It says the 22 cards of the major arcana represent the soul's journey, starting with the Fool at 0 and the world ending at 21, which ends up in a 3. And so it's like going through the masculine, the feminine, and then back to neutral point, right? The all. And so there's this, as you progress through the cards, you uncover all of life's lessons through tarot and the archetypal imagery that you find here, along with other decks. And so if you can see yourself through the fresh eyes of the Fool, this, using tarot and alike, can help shape your spiritual development along the way. And these are all considered very influential cards here in this particular deck, specifically as it ties to the Hermetic principles and astronomy, astrology, and universal laws playing out here. Very fascinating, this book. So, the minor arcana here, like the swords, the cups, the cows are coins, and the wands, they assist the reader convey to the viewer that there are short-term solutions to everyday issues. And so the swords represent air signs in astrology, including thought, info, and communication. And the cups are about nurturing relationships, emotions, and intuition, and that represents water. The cows are earth elements of the zodiac. And so there's the Apis bull, okay, in this deck, which is really symbolic. It goes back to Egypt and even further than that, like Sumerian even. So the cows are the earth elements of this deck. And there's, that's the mark of material wealth, right? And having livestock was valuable. The fire signs, this is about, let's see if I can fire. Yeah, here's a fire sign. This is a page of wands. It's known as the nymph. All right. And so this says, this is about igniting creativity, inspiration, and a passion of the wands, right? In order to create, there needs to be a mix of things. So what's the mix of things? It would be the swords, the cups, the wands, the pentacles, or in this case, cows. So very cool deck. I thought I would share that with you. And so I've got a reading here. So we're going to get into the reading. We're going to call in our angels, saints, ancestors, and spirit guides into our space. We're divinely protected. We have the Master Alchemist and Ascended Master here with us. And so we're going to get into this, and I'm super excited. The bottom of the deck energy, okay, is like the law of like polarity. Okay, and then we have the 10 of Cups, okay? So very cool message there when it comes to like emotional fulfillment and things being balanced as well. And, you know, once one pole's been experienced, there's a gradual movement, right? The law of rhythm coming back towards the other side. It's like that pendulum energy, okay? So first card out is the Devil, all right? So let me show you this card. This card has a goat on it. And, you know, this archetype was outcasted, okay? And due to the outcast didn't mean like there's this energy of like their gift is to play absolutely beautiful music, right? But outcasted nonetheless. So there's this bittersweetness about this, and some of this has to do with like ties to the earthly realm and leading out of a lower vibration to create from, right? So the next card out is the Star card. So this is a star of creation. This would be something that is, you know, either in the works of being manifested. Okay, so this would be like healing energy. So this would be tapping into wishes, inspiration, positivity, and just healing. So I'm getting with the Devil and the Star, there was some sort of like desire here to have this for themselves. Whatever power this holds, this Devil wants. Okay, and they've gone to great lengths, okay, to manipulate this, even to have it for themselves, to use it to create from. And I'm getting like they're needing this energy to create from because of their position at this time. Like they've been outcasted, so they have to use other outside resources, okay? And then I have a Titan of Swords. So this would be a Knight of Swords. So this would be who's coming or who has been sent, right? There's this thinking, thoughts create reality. I feel like somebody was sent, okay? There's something that's been like created here. And then we have an 8 of Wands. Okay, this energy is stuck in a trap and is needing reinforcements. So whatever they're meant to manage, they are separated from. So I feel like they're in a hopeless situation, okay? Their plans to try to harvest this star energy, this universal energy for themselves, it isn't working. And then I have a Hanged Man. And so when you see the Hanged Man, right, this is beautiful. Let me read you who the Hanged Man is. This is cool. Let me see. Mysterious and aloof, like the Fool, the elder version of Hermes, signs hidden truths we are ready to surrender to. So there's like a need to surrender, okay? And sitting in silence has allowed you to find peace of mind in the movement. Suspend time by playing your lyre like Hermes and release old approaches like forcing your will on a situation or others. I feel like someone has been forcing their will on others and now finds themselves in a predicament. A predicament in which they need to surrender to because they don't have a way out of it. And so they've been forcing their will on situations or others. And sometimes sacrifices lead to victory if you know when to choose your battles along the path. I feel like somebody chose battles that they have lost now, okay? They didn't choose the right battles in life, okay? And I feel like they're learning a difficult lesson as a result of this, okay? So that's what the Hanged Man's talking about, what's going on up here, All right, and then we have the 8 of Cows. There's the Apis bull, okay? And so this talks about, I wanted to read this one. What is it again? The 8 of Cows, Pentacles. Okay. 8 of Cows. Apollo cannot stay mad at Hermes for long. Learning how to play his musical lyre, the 8 of Cows is dedicated to a task, learning a craft, or receiving training. All right, this card suggests a project is absorbing your attention, requiring very diligent focus. You desire to broaden your horizons, seeking a deeper connection with the material world, and increasing your attention and expertise. Give it your all to achieve your dreams, okay? Like, someone is focused on what they're meant to be focused on, and there's this energy that wants to come in and attack this in some way, shape, or form. All right, the next card, which is super cool, is the 4 of Cups. And there's a king here, and they're standing over a labyrinth, and there is this need to control. And let's see what this says. King Minos admires his labyrinth, created to trap the Minotaur beneath his castle. The 4 of Cups suggests self-absorption, apathy, withdrawn introspection. Minos ignored his gift from Poseidon, consumed by his own greed. So this energy is consumed by its own greed. It may be important to focus on your needs now and self-reflect, but never at the detriment of another. This may be a disguise for apathy when true feelings are hidden deep within. Okay, so then we have the Nymphs of Wands. Okay, so this is an energy of creation. Okay, so this would be the Page of Wands. Okay, so there's creation happening over here. And so let's see what it says about that. Maya, mother of Hermes, daughter of Atlas, and eldest of the 7 Pleiades, she is a shy nymph of wands, associated with the beauty of the fields and the mountains. She gave birth to Hermes in a cave in Arcadia after having an affair with Zeus, who was married to Hera. She is confident, courageous, creative, and enthusiastic. Expressing herself through arts and passion, she believes in possibilities over doubt, and she takes bold action. So I feel like there's bold action playing out here. And then we have the Hermit. The Shepherd. Hermit seeks solitude for introspection and offers wise counsel to those that are ready to receive this mentoring. The Hermit divines answers from within after a period of reflection with limited distractions. The teacher appears when the student is ready, famously said by Hermes Trismegistus. If you receive this card in your reading, allow yourself to be guided by a shepherd rather than flee the safety of the herd at night. Right? So this is like, don't be a follower, be a leader. Okay? But make sure that you go within to receive guidance on which direction to take, right? And then we have the Strength card. This talks about courage, okay, against fear. So let's see. Infinite strength with patience and compassion. Young, this is Hermes being represented as his young version. He knows he can endure anything with an unshakable spirit, even in the face of fierce lion. He gives the beast space, knowing when to challenge and when to walk away. Yes, this card is subtle and tame versus the authority of the Chariot. You are reliable rock and solid. Rest if you need to have strength for the next fight you desire or endure. Sorry, not desire. I feel like be careful who you pick a fight with. There's that energy. And then I have, look at this. This is the Seven of Swords. Okay, so this would be surrounded by, you know, attacks or traps or just confusion on how to get out of a really tricky situation. I feel like this is like trickery. So we'll see what that says. All right, so sirens. Yeah, here we go. I had thought about it. Sirens were once maidens of Persephone, punished for allowing Hades to take her to the underworld. So you could be dealing with someone who, you know, acts in siren energy, like Jezebel energy even. They were sent to live in dishonor as lone wolves. They prefer solitude to lure sailors to their death with a song. If you prefer, so here's the message. If you prefer to go it alone but feel burdened, know this may be your sign to ask for aid. Okay, no one else determines your happiness and self-worth. So procrastinating is useless. Own your truth. It's time to face the music. Wow. And then the last card is Judgment. And there's like a box. All right, let's see what this box is. I don't know, these messages be on point. Let me tell you. I don't think I need to tell you. Actually, I am telling you. Yeah, Pandora's box, okay, is gifted a golden box from King of Gods, Zeus, after his son, Hermes, delivers her to her wedding. She must never open the box, a temptation too great. Her difficult choice released Judgment, a day of reckoning. If Pandora is not able to be redeemed for her sins, how can we as mere mortals? Okay, this card suggests you know the correct choices to make. Unburden yourself and listen to the spirit of the gods. Wow, it's like, hear ye, hear ye. Wow, what a cool reading. Okay, thank you. Let's see if we can get a couple more cards. It's like there's been, look at this. This is the Trojan horse. What's this say? The of Wands. This must be the 10 of Wands. No, 3 of Wands. I don't know. What do you guys think? What do you think of this picture? It's pretty sick. Yeah, 3 of Wands. Wow. 3 of Wands, huh? It says, Odysseus and his men head into uncharted territory, tackling their opponent with an incredible, never-before-seen strategy. The 3 of Wands anticipates obstacles and rallies the troops to show them a different vision on the horizon. Like you, Odysseus acts as the lead representative, assuming the main character position. Whether the mission succeeds or faces foibles, don't act from impulse. Test all the options and be a leader, not a follower. Yeah, I feel like you're meant to lead the charge. There's like a new, like, I keep hearing like new sheriff in town, like things have shifted, like the power has shifted is what I'm getting. The power no longer belongs here. Okay? It's shifted. And you know who it shifted to? The star. Okay? The star of the show here. The energy that is so, like, needing to be stopped. Okay? The plots, the plans, the trappings, the siren energy even. There's been so many attempts. I feel like the will is outmatched. Okay? They can't match your will and devotion. Okay? So, yeah. You know the power that you hold now. And it's almost like they tried to dim this so that you wouldn't find your power. Because once you figure out your power, you're unstoppable. Okay? They can't get to you. They can't do what they want to do. They can't trap you like they want to trap you. They fell into their own traps coming after you. It's like you found a way out. Okay? You found a way out. You mastered a skill that helped you be 10 steps ahead of them. All right? Let's see. 3 of Wands. Wow. The Hierophant. Yeah. This is about like something deeply rooted here. Something that is meant to kind of like be brought forward. Okay. There could be something like hidden in plain sight here. Let's see what the Hierophant says. I mean, I know what the Hierophant is, but this deck has a bit of a twist and I really like it. Yeah, this is knowledge gained from studying the culture of schools, churches, clubs, and companies, and even like mythology. Groups have established belief systems rewarding followers by developing a shared identity. So you seek knowledge from trained experts, or you're aligning with institutions and their values. Know when to trust your gut and when to go it alone. Know when to embrace tradition like the wise Hierophant Hermes. So awesome. Thank you, sir. All right. I feel like I'm going to end it here. This was a super cool deck. I've gotten a lot of cool decks over time now, and I'm getting more familiar with them. I just opened this, so that's why I'm using the book. But awesome messaging nonetheless. I hope that you guys find this and enjoy it. And when the student is ready, the teacher reveals themselves, right? What's that saying? Yeah. When the student is ready, the master appears, I think. Or when the student becomes the master, right? Well, clearly we all have some work to do. See y'all later. Bye now.